This is one of my last nights living in the Southeast. In just a few days, I will be moving up north to go to college and hopefully work. In light of my hopeful career goals, I've decided to start a YouTube channel as a media portfolio for my future employers. If nothing else, it's a hobby for college. Actually, this isn't the first time this channel has been in use. From the ages of 11 to 14, I created an American Girl doll YouTube channel where I made American Girl stop-motion videos. And I garnered 80 subscribers, not to brag. So, additionally, I've posted an audition for a choral and vocal clinic on here. All these videos are private, but in case you wanted to know, now you know. I'm getting ready to head down to the city where I grew up in to spend 3 nights with my high school friends and just say goodbye to everyone. With this video, I wanted to just take a look into my life choices, specifically my college decision. I moved around quite a bit as a kid. My family was never too afraid of change. Even if we weren't leaving a city, we moved houses. And so I think that that's prepared me quite beautifully for my next phase of life. Even though I've never lived anywhere besides the South, I've been fortunate enough to travel throughout my childhood and high school years. I spent summers abroad and across the country. I went to summer camps and lived away from my parents my senior year of high school. I'm not afraid to move into a dorm or to meet new people. It's something I've done before. But moving to me is just another thing that happens. It's full of new opportunities. So when people ask, why did you choose a college in Jersey? It's so far away. I can tell them that I've never wanted to stay here for long. The first time I visited New York City, I was 8 years old and living in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Standing in Times Square, I could hear the city calling me. Cliché, yes, but stars were quite literally in my eyes as I watched billboards flash and marquee lights shine. I watched my first Broadway show with my mouth entirely agape. Somehow, despite the odor of pee and weed, I could smell opportunity for myself, and I knew I had to live in New York City, or just across the river from it. While moving provides great opportunities, it can be quite somber. The closest distance I'll be to any of my current friends is 4.5 hours by car, and I can't have a car until my senior year of college. There's a lot that could change, transferring, ending up with a parking permit, but the chance that I'll see any of these friends on something like a long weekend in the next 4 years is, well, slim. As I've said, I moved a lot. I've gone through the process of making new friends, keeping the old, and losing more than I kept in touch with. As much as I want to believe it'll be different with my current group of friends that I really love, I know I'll forget to contact them as we become passing ships in each other's lives, as one of us comes into town and the other leaves. Every now and then, one of our schedules will sync up and we'll meet at some restaurant for brunch. We'll talk for 3 hours to catch up on each other's lives. We'll sit at the table long after receiving the bill and then finally leave because we feel bad that we've stayed for so long. We'll sit in someone's car, talk some more, maybe run to Target. And then finally, one of us will have a commitment to go to. We'll say our long goodbyes and hug, saying, I really missed you. We need to do this again more often. It's been way too long. And then that's it. For a month, 2, 6, 12. There's a really good chance it could be years. We'll forget to text each other. Someone will forget to comment on the other's Instagram post. The thing is, I've realized people grow up. They make new friends, they change goals and aspirations, they get new jobs, they move new places. They get married, they have kids, and people die. Life happens. It can be scary and hard to have to rely on new people for support. Like how I'm literally gonna live with a girl I met on Instagram 6 months ago. I don't know how many best friends I've had, but no matter how little I talk to them, I still hold the same amount of love for them. Moving north isn't what's scary to me. I'm not afraid to move, but I am afraid to fall out with some very dear friends, because I've done this before. It happens. But somehow, it's also possible to fall right back into step with friends. So wherever I am, I will still love my friends, even if we haven't spoken in a year and a half. Of course, there's always the chance I'll return to the South. I'm proud of where I'm from. The South will never leave me, and I will always tell people, no, my parents just live in North Carolina. I'm really from South Carolina. It doesn't matter what's on my driver's license. You've got to believe me. I take pride in my small city heritage, and will always reminisce on missing Bojangles or Waffle House or even Cookout. As I go to concerts and comedy shows, I'll think how lucky I am to live somewhere where celebrities actually go. I'll be grateful not to have to drive to Atlanta for an artist who's too cool to go to Charlotte. But I'll miss the excitement of hearing from a friend that Post Malone is coming to Colonial Life Arena finally. As I make friends in the North, I'll tell them they're missing out when I find out they've never had a chicken biscuit, or somehow think that Raising Cane's is better than Zaxby's. We all know it's because they just don't have them. I'll learn and embrace and integrate myself into their lives and culture, but I'll never forget where I'm from. If, when I graduate, I find myself back in the town I grew up in, I won't complain. I love where I'm from. I love that I have friends who aren't going far from where we met. I love the South. But I've always known I was going to go north. I've always known I was going to live in a big city. I've always known I was going to go somewhere where I knew no one. So again, if at the end of all of it, I'm moving back to where I started, where I was born, where my grandparents and cousins and dear friends I consider family are, I'll be happy. Because as my father always says, happiness is not a destination, but a state of mind. Thank you for watching.